Hi everyone, welcome to the Q Agenda Behind the Scenes. Welcome to Pride Month. My name is Carolina Gutierrez.
I'm Robert Sepulveda.
And today we're going to be talking about dating.
Dating,
So,
our favorite subject.
Let's talk about it.
Here we go. Let's take a deep breath.
Here we go. Deep breath.
Dating.
Dating.
Dating 101. Oh my God.
We all do it.
Hopefully we all do it.
I hope so, but we also have to be aware of red flags.
Red flags, yeah. This is our Pride Month Red Flag Awareness Week. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Red flags. What are some of the top red flags for you?
For me, the number one red flag is lying. Once you realize somebody is constantly lying, because we all lie, right? We all tell white little lies, but at the same time, when it comes to a relationship or dating, we have to be honest, because honesty is everything.
Starting the relationship from honesty and also consistency. If somebody says something, but then they're doing something different, that's a huge, huge, huge red flag. Consistency is so important. If they say, oh, I'm not doing this, but they are, I mean, that also goes into honesty and lying. But consistency is very important. That's mine. That's one of my huge red flags.
And you know, speaking of this, reminds me of one of my own personal dating experiences when I had I don't want to say pleasure, but definitely the opportunity to learn about narcissists. In particularly, someone that was not only a narcissist, but also what I would consider a definite sociopath. And this is someone that I actually got engaged with. Can you believe?
I didn't know. I mean, you told me you were engaged before, but I didn't realize the depth of the situation you were in. And sometimes you really don't know, because I also was in a relationship with a narcissist. And I think that some people, you know, looking out, looking in, they don't realize that there can be a really detrimental situation going on in a relationship, because we try to keep it together, right? We try to keep the appearance of a beautiful working relationship, and that's really hard. And sometimes people don't even realize what the situation is until we explain to them.
And the reason why I think it's perfect to talk about it during Pride Month, especially, is because as the month goes on, we realize that not only are we very empowered, but we're also very vulnerable.
Correct, yeah.
As members of this community. And I think being vulnerable as an LGBTQ member makes us more prone to being victims or being part of a narcissistic experience like that.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, obviously, as you said, LGBTQ, we've grown up with so many issues in general, and we're always trying to, I think, we're always looking for love. We're always looking for a foundation. We're looking for someone to share our lives with. So we're, as you said, more susceptible to becoming part of these situations, like being in an abusive relationship, mentally abusive, narcissistic abusive relationship, ending up with a sociopath, as you said, you know what I mean? Yeah. And again, we'll preface this with, we're not doctors, but we're not doctors. This is our lived experience.
Exactly.
And the thing is that it doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, if you're Black, Latino, narcissists have very specific characteristics. So this is a diagnosable mental disorder, NPD, a narcissistic personality disorder. And our stories are so similar. It does, and I said it spans the ages, spans the races, spans the what you identify as. Narcissistic abuse is so similar because it's a diagnosable mental disorder.
Let's talk about some of those characteristics. I personally think one of the biggest one for me is lack of empathy.
Oh God, yeah.
Because a narcissistic person would literally look at you in the face, lie to you, and realize that they don't care. Because they are so obsessed with themselves. And they lack the capability of being able to empathize with your feelings, with your pain, with whatever struggle you're going through in the relationship, that they're capable of doing anything and everything in order to satisfy their own selfish wants. So do you have any other characteristic of a narcissist?
I mean, that's a huge one. Someone that lacks the empathy. So they lack the empathy, and it's just hardwired. They actually don't know how to process emotion the way we will.
Yeah.
Or someone, with normal characteristics will. What they're doing is they're always on the defensive. So these are issues that stem from childhood, and they process emotion just differently. So when you're in a situation where you need to, you need someone, you need that partner, they're not going to be there for you. And as much as we want to fix them, or as much as we want to work the relationship out, again, you have to remember this is a diagnosable mental disorder.
Yeah.
So they aren't going to change unless they get and receive the help they want to,
Exactly.
And it has to be on their time. You can't force them to get the help that they need. And that's a problem that I think a lot of us face, is we really want to work with our partner, but they are not there unless they are willing to do it themselves.
So tell me, how did you get over your relationship with this narcissist? What basically took you to that limit where you were like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. I need to get out. This is not going to work.
As we were talking, the red flag. So another red flag is, and this is part of the narcissistic characteristics, is breadcrumbing, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And again, I'm learning all about this because after the relationship, I was so confused that I started to learn about what did I experience? What did I go through? As probably you did as well.
Oh, yeah.
And we learn so much about characteristics of what it is to survive a narcissistic abusive relationship. And breadcrumbing is when the narcissist, or again, it doesn't have to be a narcissist, but somebody that's avoidant attachment style, will give you love or affection, and then they take it away. So that's a control. They try to control a situation.
Yeah.
And then we become confused. And we're like, what's going on? And this happens over and over and over. And then you build a trauma bond with this person. So that's why it's so hard to leave a relationship with someone that's narcissistic, because you create a trauma bond. Again, all these terms that I'm learning, trauma bond and breadcrumbing and love bombing and the discard.
Oh my God.
The worst is the discard. I mean, we can go on. We can write a book.
We could.
But the worst is the discard, again, as you may know. So.
Yeah, I personally, when I went through my experience with my ex-fiance, it took me months to finally accept reality, to confront him, to realize that he was not only using me for his alternate agenda that he had for me, but that he was also just completely detached emotionally, and that everything that he was doing was a way to manipulate me emotionally, romantically, in order to keep me there for as long as he could, in order for him to meet whatever needs he wanted to get me, at that moment. And it was scary, because I was this close to marrying this person, and I'm so happy I got away with, not doing that.
And it's really sad that you experienced that, and it's sad that they go through life living like that, not being able to process emotion.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So to recap, I think red flags would be: always trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Do not allow your intuition to, you have to listen to your intuition at all times.
And I would say just call it for what it is, and, value yourself more at that moment, and realize that you deserve better.
Yes, yeah.
We all do, and just be strong. Even as members of the LGBT community, it's so important that we tell these stories, and that, we learn from each other, and that we move forward, especially in this Pride Month. So I just want to thank you, Rob, for being here today.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
And thank you for being with us here on the Q Agenda Behind the Scenes. See you next time.